thing.
Very good.
Yeah.
How's Kelvin Lodge?
Yeah.
Well, you could tell us more about that.
Pardon?
I say you could tell us more about that, how that is.
Well, I don't know about... I know what you know, I don't know. Hello, Montague Burton.
Hello there, Mickey.
Very well, thank you. How's Joan?
Very well, thank you, Mick.
Good. No need to ask how the others are.
No,
Very well.
they're all alive and kicking.
How are you, Lynn?
Not too bad, thanks, Mickey. Thanks very much. Get a few aches and
And
pains.
Georgia?
Oh, fair enough, Nick. Fair enough.
Good.
All waiting.
And Roland?
Well, same as usual.
Well, that's rather...
Ambiguous.
What's ambiguous?
Well, it doesn't tell you one thing or the other.
Non-committal.
Oh, non-committal. What do you do with yourself in your spare time
What spare time?
when you ain't studying for the building trade?
Yes. Now, what do I do?
Well, he's learned to drive a car now, Mickey.
Whose?
Yeah, well, he hasn't got one yet. He's learning to drive.
Oh, that'll be the next thing. In the spring you'll be having a car, won't you? Ha ha. Be riding round your estate.
In a
Right,
you will be all right.
round the Kelvin Lodge.
Don't be like that, Mickey.
Could be in the state running now, couldn't he, Mick?
Yeah, because you always have to walk around the cemetery.
Might even end up there, you don't know.
Well, eventually, probably, they're sure going to be cremated.
Yeah?
Oh, I can't help laughing on this, I can't. It's real funny.
What is it?
I don't know. Kelvin Lodge, I suppose, and the cemetery grounds. And the neighbours on the top floor. Are they still disturbing?
Not so much, Mickey. Well, we seem to get us, well, it seemed a little quiet, don't it, Monday nights?
A little quieter, but there's still a disturbance in
Oh,
their
yes.
flat, you see.
How's the old apple lady?
Oh, she's all right,
just
thank
the
you.
same.
Balloon woman, you mean?
Yeah, probably.
The balloon woman.
Oh, I thought she was the apple woman. Well, the apple, they balloons then.
Yeah.
Thought they was apples.
Well, you wouldn't.
Apples don't float in the air.
Oh, well, I've seen a few floating in the air.
Yeah, rotten apples.
No, she doesn't seem to move. In fact, nothing seems to move.
Have to do something about this, won't we?
We will.
I fear the servant's a bit of a disappointment, but still, never mind.
It isn't really. You just say that. You
No.
wouldn't do without it.
No.
No, we couldn't,
Oh, no.
Mickey.
We have a good sleep. There's nothing else, is there?
Sleep.
Well, that's what it seems
I
like.
don't know, dear. We just sort of
We
drift,
drift off
from
and
it.
that's
I
it. We
think that's
come
what
to
we're
and-
feeling. That
We're getting sort of...
it's not indifference. Don't think that for one moment. But we seem to sit in there and we don't seem to know anymore very much until it's all over. It seems that we're all drifting off. And I
And
think
you
that's
set the tape recorder all the time.
No.
no.
Well, it'd be interesting if we played it back sometime.
Oh, you mean scores, etc.
Yeah, it's quite a symphonic do, wasn't it?
Sound like the unfinished symphony.
Oh, we
wouldn't it?
should hear anything I think that happened like that, but we just seem to drift off. It hasn't got the same feeling that it used to have. We don't seem to be quite aware of. I don't know what it is.
So nobody's come and tapped us on the head yet. The tambourine.
Have you got a tambourine there?
No, not yet, but we
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
can.
just
not
put
bad.
it on the ear with it.
You got the apple one,
Well, there's
Mickey.
plenty in the room to hit anyone over the head with. And
Well, Lynn's been often tempted.
yeah,
I don't know how you all managed to get in there.
Oh, we do
We've got
sideways.
plenty of room. That's not the
We all
excuse.
breathe in. We've got room for you, lot.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Well, you should know if you've been there.
Of course I know, silly sausage.
Mickey, I wonder if you can tell us anything about the chap who wrote a letter from Kansas out of the blue.
What?
We got a letter from Kansas.
well, it doesn't matter really, George, does it?
What do you want?
Well, he just written over for information regarding seances and that sort of thing.
Well, answering then.
We have answered him. I didn't know if perhaps you knew anything
Well, I
about
don't
it.
know what I'm supposed to say.
No, we thought perhaps you had some pre-knowledge about the bloke.
Don't know anything about it.
No. Well, don't fret about it. I'm only pulling your leg, Mick.
That's alright, I'm used to you,
I
mate.
know.
There's nothing wrong with you, Monty.
No? No, thank you, Anne.
Not that couldn't be cured with a hammer, eh?
Your brain's so thin, mate, you could hit you on the end of the spoon, wouldn't we, out? Oh, children, we dance and laugh, there's nothing else, don't we?
Well, it's the only thing worth living for, really, isn't it?
That's one thing that you do realise over here we've got a sense of humour.
That's right.
And we don't sort of run around with a moping face and nothing, you know, we're sort of a real happy lot. What did you say, Lynn?
You can afford to be.
Oh, Lynn Archer, you are a pretty case, ain't you?
No.
Oh, sure are.
We won't see
You wait till you're dressed in your...
No, what? I beg your pardon.
Wait till what, dear?
Oh, I can see you.
Dressed in what, mate?
When she's dressed in her purple robes and she goes on
purple
onto the
robes.
platform.
don't.
Yes, when you have your Kelvin Love.
I can never do that, I'm sure.
Yes, you will. You'll be in lilac-coloured robes.
Oh, that's what you think.
Yes.
If we're going to have to start dressing up, dear, then I give up.
We go on the stage, mate.
No, it'll be very nice. You have nice meetings and you take the rostrum.
Swing her beads round, you know, and a long earrings. Sorry.
And she'll have to cultivate the word a friend, won't she?
Not necessarily.
Oh, I thought that was one of the things.
You're out there, she said, ladies and gentlemen, it's me very pleasure if you ever come and Oh, dear, so I'll get the baby in your frock, will it? Oh, no.
Get the baby a black mark.
Oh, don't be cross, Lynn.
I'm not crossing.
Trying to cheer you all up.
I'm all right. I don't want cheering up.
Well, my back shabbos go.
Oh, thank you.
I'm all right, Jack, you know.
Queen of the night.
Queen of the night? Who's Queen of the night?
Not you.
No, seriously, make it get down to something serious.
I'd love him to come along like this on a Monday.
Just not trying, that's the trouble.
If I was just to come and say, hello,
That would be enough.
We should be over
Believe
the moon.
me, we should be satisfied. Very satisfied.
They wouldn't, Mick. Don't believe that.
Well, we should know then what to
Yeah.
do. Or that it could be done, actually.
It is possible.
Well,
Ah.
let's have it then.
Why are we waiting? I've been naughty this morning, haven't we?
No, it isn't. I really think that it would be very wonderful if it was just one word and just give us a satisfaction that it really could be done. That's all. Yeah. If you could do it.
If we can do it.
Yes.
It is not for want of trying
It isn't,
on
no.
our part.
No.
Always, 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 it is the same story. Why don't you do it? Why don't we get something?
Well, it's only natural.
I know it is only natural, but I'm trying, we are all trying, desperately, you know. All the time we are endeavoring to make the contact for you. Sometimes it is so wonderful, the conditions, and everything seems possible, and sometimes we have been almost on the very verge of it. But what can I say? What can anyone say, other than the fact that we are doing everything in our power? We cannot do more than do what we have done, what we are doing. Don't you think we are just as disappointed as you, perhaps more so?
Yes.
Yes.
After all you have to do is sit.
That's right.
We have the work to do.
Yes, still.
Still.
Well, apart from the circle then.
What about?
Well,
What do you mean
tell us
apart?
something then. Let's forget the circle. We'll just go on sitting and hoping.
I do not think it is possible for anyone in your world, even those who profess to have great knowledge in regard to this whole subject, that anyone can fully understand, fully appreciate what it means and how we make every effort, do everything within our power to break down the barrier between our world and yours. There is no way in which we can depict or describe what transpires. Sometimes the conditions are very good and we have been so close to achieving some result. But you know, the most difficult thing is when the power is there to manipulate that power, and when it is being manipulated to hold it in such a way that the ectoplasm, which is very real and which we use, can be solidified in such a way that we can build the voice box. When we have been on the verge of building it, it has seemed almost that we have achieved it. It begins to disintegrate. It does not stay. That is a big problem. We reach a certain point and then we get no further because what we have achieved has broken. The disintegration of the ectoplasm, the vibrations begin to change. I don't know how one can explain this. I don't think anyone knows enough about the technical side, and I'm sure that though we try to explain certain things to you, there is no way in which we can make you understand, because we are dealing with things which in a sense are quite beyond your comprehension, and we are dealing with conditions of matter which do not exist in your world. In fact, it is so complicated, but we're doing everything we possibly can, and believe me, we have been very close to it on several occasions.
There's nothing more that we could do or have to add to that to hold it. Nothing.
No.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Is it thoughts or actions or anything like that, Rudy, that cause it?
No, not
No.
no, I would not say that, because generally speaking, I think you sit together in very good harmony. I know there have been odd times when circumstances have not been too good and you have been, perhaps some of you, a little out of tune. But generally speaking, most times the conditions from your point of view have been very good. But it's on our side, not yours so much. It is our problem, not your problem. All you can do is do your best, which you do, but the complication is with us, not with you.
I don't think we're getting indifferent or anything. We're not. We're just
I know you're not
naturally.
getting indifferent.
Oh,
You're getting
okay.
fed up.
No, I thought perhaps our best wasn't good enough. Is that the answer?
No. No, it is not so. But of course, what I feel too, that we should not only depend on the voice box. I think that we should also concentrate sometimes, to some extent, on other forms of phenomena.
Yes.
Because I think it will help,
Yes,
at least to give you some sort of feeling that something is happening.
If it's only occasional.
I know, and that's why I think it would be a good idea if I and others occasionally speak through the trance mediumship
It would occasionally.
of one or two of you.
Yes.
There's no reason why it should not be. Of course, we have been for so long aiming for the physical phenomena,
Yes.
because we feel that is the best proof and the most evidential,
Yes.
and possibly the way in which we can work more successfully. But if we are going to depend too much on that, and it is certainly taking a long time,
Yes.
then although in a sense we are making some progress, it is not as satisfactory as if we were to come from time to time to speak to you or manifest in some other way.
Yeah, if it was only just occasional.
Well, I think we must do something in that way. Otherwise you're going to be so fed up. And I don't know.
Well, not fed up, a little sad perhaps. I think there's a difference in that.
Yes, I know what you mean. I use the term fed up.
Yes,
But
yes.
there are times when you are fed up, because I know the way you carry on afterwards. Sometimes the following day.
We went to a materialization séance once, and they had singing for quite a while.
Oh, how dreadful.
They said that did help the vibration.
Well, that's what we had the music for, Monty.
It may have been necessary there, I don't know, but
Not with
if we must have music, let us have music.
Yeah.
By all
No, but I
means.
was thinking in terms of...
Well, I don't think, my friends, that you together would make a very good choir.
No, I wasn't thinking about singing. No, I wasn't thinking about singing
What
particularly.
then? You have the records,
Yeah, we have
the
music.
Victrola, you have the gramophone.
Mm.
Well, it is possible that it might be of some help, but who's going to work it?
Well, we have music now, don't we?
I
Which
know,
is nice.
but not all the time.
Oh,
No, I don't want it all.
No, I don't think it is a good thing. Besides, if we happen to manifest a whisper,
Yeah.
Yeah.
how can you hear
No,
us?
no.
Mm.
True.
Oh, well, that's, you know. We might as well say these things as think it, mightn't we?
Of course, you might as well say it as think it. It is the same thing, I know what you think.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know what you think already, so there's no need to tell you, is there?
Oh, well.
We have been very busy
Yes.
just recently in rescuing work,
Have you?
endeavoring to assist and to help some people. You know, this tragedy in Italy.
Oh, yes, yes.
It has been very dreadful, and we have been extremely active and busy there, helping souls over. For so many did not seem to realize even that they were dead.
Oh.
It was all so sudden, so difficult, you know, and so many. And we have had vast bands of people who have been assisting and working, helping souls over, making them realize and giving them a realization of their new life. It is very tragic.
It is.
So many people, so soon,
Yes.
Yeah,
without any realization of no warning, you know. It is terrible.
Yes, it was a
It seems
great
to me there are all sorts of major things happening in
Yes,
the
there
world.
are.
I think, not always of course, but I think sometimes it is nature in rebellion.
Maybe.
You cannot go on and on interfering with nature without nature eventually
Yes.
reacting.
It's a natural law, isn't it?
There have been so many different things happening in the past.
The hurricane last week and
I
then
know.
this awful thing.
Of course, some people say these are all natural laws, which in a sense that is true. Nature will always react and rebel eventually if it is abused. You cannot keep on upsetting the atmosphere and not have some reaction or effect from it. Because that is also another reason why I think communication is becoming increasingly more difficult. There is so much disturbance in the atmosphere, so much vibrational reaction to all these things that are happening. It does not help.
No.
There is no tranquility, you know, if nature is allowed to carry on in our own way without being artificially disturbed, you wouldn't have all these things which cause so much concern. I mean, for instance, the weather. You've had so many of these atomic explosions that the whole weather has been affected, the atmosphere has been affected. And if it can affect, as it does, your weather and atmosphere, it can also affect to some extent us in communication. As indeed it affects you, you don't always realize it, but humanity is already beginning to show signs of effect of all this fallout.
Yes.
The next generation, one does not dare to think, if this were to continue much longer, goodness me, it would be terrible, because there would be so many that would be born in dreadful conditions. One would not like to think how ghastly it could be. We are very concerned about it, actually.
Yeah.
Rudy, going back to rescue work, is there any, when we sit in circle on the Monday night, is there any possibility of you doing any rescue work through the power that we give off or anything like that? Or the
Well, of course it is possible, but we do not want to use the circle for that.
Oh, you don't?
Because that would be dispersing the power in other directions. As it is, we must realize that we are sitting for a definite purpose, and occasionally, though we may come through and speak in trance or something like that, or do some other thing to attract your attention, if whatever we are trying to do, we were to allow it to be disturbed by other activities, it would not be good, would it?
Yeah. Oh no, I mean we've come
Besides,
so
I don't
far.
think you are any good as the rescue circle. I'm sorry, but I don't think you
You're
are
not, no.
cut out for it, you
Yes.
know, because I don't think it would be good to burden you with something which, frankly, would become too much of a worry to you. It would, besides, each one of you are very much busy people. You know, you have much on your plate, and to add to your responsibility with rescue work, and it is a great responsibility, I don't think would be fair.
No.
No, it is not good that you should be drawn into that kind of work. No, we must concentrate on what we are working for. That is the communication between our world and yours, in direct voice, in trance mediumship, from time to time, and in other ways which we can manifest. We want to use the condition and the power that is there, so that we can develop and blossom out, so that the work can prosper for the common good, for everyone.
Yeah.
We must not disperse or disuse the power, misuse the power.
Yes.
What are you going to say to me, Monty?
Me? I was just going to say, you're reading my thoughts already. How will we know what you're aiming at that particular evening? I mean?
Oh, you won't have to worry about as to what you will know, how
No.
you will know, because you will be pushed, how you say, you will feel impressed, you will feel it is that you have to do, you know.
Yes.
If I want to speak or someone else here want to speak, they will speak. They will control, you know.
Mm.
Well, as I say, just occasionally. I mean,
Well, I think if we come occasionally, it will give you that little extra fill up,
Yeah.
you
Yes,
know,
yes.
to feel that something is transpiring, because I feel that it is this complete and utter silence, week in and week out, that really depresses you most.
yes, and the feeling, we don't quite feel your presence like we used to, you see.
Well, it has been difficult at times. It is not your fault.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. It does not mean to say we're not there,
No.
but sometimes the atmosphere is not conducive, and you may not feel the sensitivity that you would have liked.
Mm.
You know, it's all variable, you know.
Yeah, and yet sometimes not in the circle. I'm very aware of people around me. That's so odd.
It does not surprise me.
We are odd.
Yeah.
We're
No,
old fogies, aren't we?
no, I
Oh,
really-
yes, of
We're old fogies, aren't we?
I do not know what a fogey is.
Oh, don't you dare. You said it yourself. Don't take any notice of the old fogies.
All right.
Rudy, what was it you were going to say about Lynn when you said that you wouldn't say it in case she heard the tape? On the kiddies' tape when they came down on the wedding day.
Come
Hmm?
When do you anticipate, Rudy, with dark contact healing? When we get to the place?
When you do what?
Contact healing.
Contact healing.
You know, I mean, actually.
Oh, I don't think we want to worry too much about the contact healing at the moment. What we must concentrate on is getting some contact first.
You want that first?
Well, obviously, the healing can wait. Does that sound selfish?
No, no, no.
The thing is, Lynn says to herself, yes, let's have some contact first.
Yeah.
Well, we all do.
You all do, you all do.
But you're getting away from
Always
the
bad
question,
at one.
Rudy.
Wow,
of course
don't
he is.
bring me back to Lynn and her question. She understands what that answer is.
Oh, well.
What
So-
do you mean, oh well?
So actually, we're making slower progress than you anticipated.
Yes, I suppose that's true. I suppose that is so. I suppose in a way also we get not fed up, as you do perhaps, but we get disappointed too. It is slow, but we've got to remember that there have been all sorts of drawbacks. The conditions are never as ideal as one would wish.
And the illnesses can take quite a bit of time off.
All sorts of things. Oh.
And if it's not our conditions, you don't mean we're creating those?
No, not
they are
consciously,
not,
certainly
no,
not your
no.
fault. sometimes the conditions are there which are purely material, it is true, but they're not your making. It is not your fault if they arise or happen. This is occasionally, of course, something which there's nothing you can do about it. But mostly the condition is with us, not with you.
We're trying to find out the name of the French people, Rudy, people from Paris who put a wreath on the memorial in Castellaneta the day after Gwendoline left there. Have you any idea who these people are?
No.
They call them Friends of Rudolfo.
Oh, goodness me. How very kind of them, but I don't know who they are. Should I know? Do you think?
Well, we didn't know whether
I
perhaps
don't
you
know.
might have known.
No, I do not know. I have not the clue of them at all.
Another interesting point I'd like to bring up,
Oh,
Rudy,
full of points. What is it? You're like
there
a
are
porcupine today.
There are two mediums have started now, Italians, in spiritualism. We're hoping to get in contact with them or in touch with them in various ways. Have you any knowledge of them?
No.
None at all.
Where are these Italians? In Italy?
In Italy, yes.
Oh, that's different. No, I don't know nothing of them. Where are they? In what part?
Well, we're trying to find out the address in, where was it? You didn't?
Well, no, dear, they're the delegates that came over for the conference. That's an entirely different thing. They're young people, quite young. And Dr. Montemaggiore was one. But they are taking an interest in real spiritualism. I'm not meaning just psychic things. And I thought it would be quite good to get in touch with them. But it would be interesting, as I say, just to keep up a correspondence, because I feel that they are young and they're making the right inquiries. They came up to the big conference in Holland, I think it was this year. And there were quite a few from Italy, but one in particular, and I thought that I might, contact and just exchange ideas and the way we've, learnt things, and it would be a help.
Sounds very interesting, but I do not know of these people.
No. They are only delegates, they're not mediums. They're delegates, you see, that came to the conference.
We are not mediums.
No.
That is a pity.
No, but they may, as I say, as they go on and find out more about this, start their own circles. I think that's their idea of coming over, you see. There, I thought we might be a help. I mean, we haven't succeeded ourselves, but at least we do know we know the way to set about it, and they've been more fortunate than we are. I mean that I really mean this, they're younger, to start with.
Oh, I see. If you fail, they might succeed.
Well, why not?
It is very good. It is the right spirit, of course. But don't get this bee in the bonnet that you are not going to succeed.
No, we're not doing that.
And I would not lead you up the path of the
Oh,
garden.
no.
And also we have plans which have been in operation for a long time, and it is not just only me, because there are plenty other people here that have the plans too. And we are working in harmony, and we are intending to do everything it is possible for us to do for the work, and it will be possible eventually for you to have the lodge of the Kelvin Lodge. That is to come. You may not think, perhaps sometimes you think, this is a mad dream.
No, it is positive thought.
But when you take over, as you will take over, you will see how we have worked slowly but surely for this goal, and it will not be as difficult once it starts as you may think, because you will not be penniless of the pocket. You will have the money in the pocket to hand out the money to pay for the things that are necessary.
Well, that's why I did this letter that I've more or less told many more people than ever knew before about.
Well, you will be surprised that, perhaps I must not say too
No,
much.
please do. Please.
This gradual testing of the faith will find its reward, because as you send out more letters and more people are interested, you will find that there will be financial support coming that will enable you to continue the work in under the conditions which we have suggested. Kelvin Lodge will come into being. And don't turn down the offers or the opportunities because of pride.
Oh, no.
No,
No.
don't misunderstand me.
No,
Because
I'm
you know,
with you.
it's all very well for you to say, oh yes, we want to do this because it is good to do. We don't want to accept anything for it.
No.
But you cannot live on the air,
No.
and you cannot open the work and do the work
Mm.
without this support.
Quite.
When the person and persons
Yes.
who will be brought to you, I'm telling you too much,
No,
Well,
do
I
you
know.
who are
Nice.
brought to you, who will say, I am very interested.
Yes.
I am full of enthusiasm. I am going to help.
Yes.
I am in a position to help.
Yes.
They will help you,
Right.
and the place will be put at your disposal.
Thank you, John.
Don't think it's going to be through the fortune telling of the little wood pool.
No.
It
No.
will come through sincere people
Yes.
who are interested in furthering the truth of the spirit,
Yes.
and someone who also will show great interest in the work that I have been trying to do.
Yes.
I can't explain.
What do you mean trying?
do.
What do you mean trying to do?
Well, what do you think? I'm trying to
Trying,
do
you
something.
are doing that,
I'm not
goodness.
doing perhaps successful from your point of view
We don't
because I
know.
don't get through and speak to you.
No, that's got
but I am
nothing to do with it.
trying. We are all trying. We're in harmony here.
Yes, but look what
and
you do
doing
here.
everything. And I know.
Good heavens.
But I feel as you feel sometimes. Oh, I could bash the plate against the walls too.
Oh,
but,
good.
but not now. I think that it's still silly. Eventually we shall have our sanctuary, we shall have our cabin lodge, and it shall go forth, and many shall be blessed because of it. The message, you know. You will hear more.
Good.
Be patient,
Yeah.
a little longer. I'm not going to confine myself to time, but
Yeah.
a little longer will prove this, what I said to you now. Certain persons,
Yeah.
one in particular, will come forward, who will become very friendly with you and
Yeah.
be interested in the tapes and interested in the message of the Spirit and the work that is being done, and they will provide
Thank you.
the basis of our sanctuary.
Yeah.
You see.
Yeah, well, I've been waiting for this person for a long time.
Yes, well, you wait a little longer.
Well, things seem to be going in that direction now, you know, Rudy.
I know, you don't think that you just do things without sometimes, well, things...
Guidance.
You,
What do you think of that? Do you know about this?
you will send more of those reports out than you
Anticipated, yes.
So you want at least 100.
Yes.
What were you going to say, Mr.
Heart.
No, I was going to say, you know about this insurance that's puzzled me rather, how it fitted in or whether it doesn't.
Oh, it fits in, but it's only a small part.
Yeah.
Well, I hope he's not going to pop off. I mean, that's the only way we're likely to get it.
No,
I don't mean that.
No, it just puzzled me. I mean, I didn't see how it quite fitted in.
Oh, it doesn't fit in exactly in the way in which perhaps you may think, but perhaps we are not talking about the same insurance.
No, perhaps it's not.
No, I'm thinking about the insurance that the firm has taken out on me.
Well, I think if your firm is taking out an insurance on you, there must be a very good reason for it.
Yeah, well, it's puzzled me. I thought to myself, well, you see, the two things didn't match. If I stayed there until 65, which
That
the
means
insurance
another
was
10 years, huh?
20 years.
No, it just puzzled me. I thought to myself, well, how does this all fit in? And I just let it go.
I should not worry about that. I don't think it's going to concern you very much.
No.
No, that's what
Well,
puzzles
it doesn't
me.
matter, does it, really?
No.
Each one will see. Perhaps not all in the same way, although in certain things you will all see in the same way. But in other ways, certain things you will see differently, but you will all work together in harmony. And I have said to you that you will have the place, the Kelvin Lodge as we call it, for the sanctuary and the work, and it will be brought to you in a way which, I still say, in a way will surprise you, but it will come, and you will all work together in harmony there, and you will give up your separate houses, You will be a community.
Well, we seem to be getting the self-same remarks, Rudy, really, from some of the people who have received the news. They say if you work in this direction, then you must ultimately get what you want. And they're just as confident as that we will eventually get.
Oh, you will get it.
You are.
You will get it.
Yes,
of
we
that
know.
there is no doubt. And it will be a house, not a new house, an old house,
Yes.
Which will have a drive with 2 entrances. There will be steps, double-fronted house with grounds at the back.
Can you tell me which district or whereabouts, Rudy, please?
Oh, it will not be so very far from where you are, but a little nearer central London.
Oh, a little nearer, so it won't be on the coast or anywhere like that?
No.
Oh, that's all right, then.
You are not going down by the water.
Not down by Brighton?
No, it is
No.
not Brighton.
No, that's all right then, thank you.
Why?
We want to know too much, don't we?
No, you want to know sufficient. Sufficient until the day they're off.
No,
Is
well,
that not the saying?
when we went down to Hove, you see, we saw so many places down there that would be suitable and so easily convertible that we immediately jumped to the conclusion that they could have been a
Yes,
possibility.
but I am not thinking
No.
in that way. I think your work is in the London area, at least for a time.
Oh, bless you.
Who knows? If only you have the faith. You've had good
Well,
faith.
we've got the faith of it.
But you must not get fed up with the circle.
No.
You must
No,
not
no, we
say,
don't.
we're not getting anything. What's the use? Huh?
No, I don't think we should do that, but we might,
No,
as I say, it's a
but,
little sadness occasionally. It's more
We have a regular contact here.
Yeah.
And this instrument will be very much tied up with our future activities, I can tell you that.
Yes,
We know what we are doing,
yeah.
but you must wait a little longer.
Yes.
It will come, it will come. I can only tell you that. Now I must go, the power is gone.
Oh.
But my love and my blessing to each one of you, and, well, wait and see.
Yes.
No.
Is that not what one of your famous politicians did once say?
No, that's
Wait
right.
and see.
Mr. Lloyd George, wasn't it?
I would not
Or
know. Asquith.
Asquith, that's right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, thank you, Rudy,
Au revoir.
for everything, and
God bless you, darling.
God bless you, and thank everybody.
Arrivederci.
Arrivederci.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen, oh, German.
Goodbye.
Oh, don't make it so final.
He's a case. He's got marvellous sense of humour. He's very determined about this business, you know. I think the Kelvin Lodge dues is going to be the forerunner of something very important.
I hope so, Nick.
I'm sure of it. Anyway, keep your chins up. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Mickey. God bless you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Mickey.
Whose half crowns is?
Mine. I thought myself in love. All put their hands out. Whoever's hand it goes in, they get $half. I beg your pardon.
Get it?
Yes, thank you.
Now,